Hola, hola, hola! Soy Luisa from Luisa Puzzles. I'm back. This time I'm here with one of the circle puzzles. This one is quite a challenge as well. Have you ever done a circle puzzle? This one's very colorful, and so I thought I'd give it a try. And so stay tuned and see how it goes. Okay, so I started out doing this and I'm separating, of course, all the colors because there's lots of pinks, a little bit of white, and some orange, some light green, some yellow, and blues. And the blues were different shades of blue, light blue and a dark blue. And then the edge pieces. I'm putting all the edge pieces over on the side, on the left there. And then I am quickly sorting and trying to do this as fast as I can. This is obviously a time lapse. It took me 18 minutes to get this all done, but I thought it was pretty good. I could do faster, and of course the world champions over in Spain, they can sort all of this in about 5 minutes. So one day maybe I'll be able to do that too. I don't know. So I'm just checking to see what this is like as we do the time lapse and the talk about it while I am watching. I'll add some music to this too, so we'll have a little bit of a background. It wasn't too hard though. At this point, I hadn't in the past done any sorting by colors that were so distinct. This one was a 500-piece puzzle, of course, and I usually start with the edges. Most people start with the edges, I've heard, but I decided this time around that I would start from the center because I had seen another puzzler online do that, and this looked doable, where I was only going to use the pinks and the whites, and so I picked out the whites, not a lot of those, and of course this puzzle is fruit and some kind of cookies. But in the beginning here, looks like a big cream puff in the white center. So the fewer pieces, the better, because then I didn't have to look for so many, right? And this did take a little bit of time because the pieces are not normal shapes. They have some funky little shapes here. This is Ravensburger again. Ravensburger does a really great job with their puzzles, and I enjoyed doing this one because I do like those funky shapes. So now I'm working on some of the grapes, which are the darker red around the center there, and also some radishes. And the grapes are, everybody knows, uvas, UVA, uvas. I'll put a little note up here on top. But in the meantime, getting all of these pinks and reds together doesn't seem like it should be too challenging, but it was. But it wasn't so hard finding those pieces because they were white with some pink stripe through the center. So you can see I got those done relatively quickly. The grapes were a little bit of a challenge too because there were different shades of grapes. There were darker red with some lighter red nearer to the oranges. I think there's some orange coming in next, which is why we have red and orange a little bit up there at the top of the picture. See, isn't that center coming along nicely? I was really pretty proud of that, even though it took me 18 minutes to do all of the separating. This made it easier, and I felt like I was speeding right along here. and now I decided I needed some more of those oranges because I'm starting to branch out from the center, and now I have some kind of cookies. They look like cookies, maybe, I don't know, a heart-shaped cookie there, and then there's also some oranges, or maybe grapefruit because it has a little bit of a pink center in the grapefruit. So we have the pinks and the reds bleeding into the orange. With some yellows, of course, so I have a little more yellow on the side. At least I know right now I don't need the greens and the blues, so that's handy. I think this helps to keep your piece count down so that you're not looking at so many pieces trying to figure out what goes next. And that really helps when you do some sorting like this. So there's a little tip for you. Do some sorting of the colors if possible before you start, and then maybe it won't be so challenging. I do like the circle puzzle too because you can turn the circle towards you, and that helps so you don't have to reach so far, but I'm still at a very small pile of these pieces, so it's not big reach. But for some reason I could see the ones farther away from me easier than the ones right in front of me. I don't know why. But there weren't as many places to try these pieces, so just go around the circle. Oh, you can see I found those grapefruit kind of things on the right hand side there. And then I would look over at the pieces or the picture on the box to try to figure out what else might be on that edge. There's a grapefruit up at the top, and there's an orange cookie on the left. And then there's also some of these brown circular kind of cookies. I don't know what those are called, but they started to take shape right about now. I'm going to start pulling some of those dark brown pieces on the side. I was really hoping to get all of the orange pieces in their spot, and then I would feel like, ooh, I've made some progress here. So I'm really sticking to my oranges and my yellows, but now I'm starting to bring more yellows down. Because the oranges and the yellows kind of bleed into each other as well. There's also some pretzels in that yellow stuff there, which you can see is an orange circle thing that has yellow in the background. And I would look at the box and say, oh, there's a pretzel here, so let's see, there's one right there. Yeah, you see the brown cookies on the side there? Yeah. Those weren't so hard, but there are 3 sections of those, and so I had to try each one as to where they might go. A little trial and error, not too bad. Bit by bit. And the puzzle's still taking shape in a circle, so that was what I felt was an accomplishment at this point because I wasn't all over the board. I knew what I was looking for, and pieces were there, so I just had to find them. And now some of the greens are starting to bleed in there, which means these are either kiwis or some kind of lime, but I do believe they're kiwi. And there are not a lot of them. There's a couple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sections of kiwi. And then something underneath the kiwi. I don't know what that is. It had some light blue and some lights with yellow in it. So I started having to dip into my blues and greens almost at the same time because they were starting to get all a little mixed up there. So it wasn't as clear cut as doing the pinks and the oranges. See, there I have some yellows and greens coming in. And some blue. There's also some blue butterfly looking like things around the edges. So you can see there on the left, there's a lot of dark blue coming up. Right about there. So what do you do when you're doing a puzzle? Do you listen to music? Or do you listen to YouTube? Or do you watch a movie on the side? Or listen because you can't really watch as you're trying to put pieces together. What I like to do is listen to some music. Oftentimes I'll watch another puzzler, and since I'm puzzling, I just listen to their music. Or I will listen to some Spanish in the background because I am still studying Spanish. And sometimes I will just have the quiet of the day. But you can see I have my TV controller there because I was listening to some YouTube. Because I can listen to Spanish on the YouTube at the same time. Now, I've decided at this point to do some shape sorting because these colors are all starting to look the same. But if I have some shapes to pick from, then it narrows down where these pieces might go. And I'm down to 2 whiteboards. Yay! 2 tableros. So you can see this is starting to get a little bit more precise as to what I'm looking for. In a previous video, I know I've explained how the shape sorting works. But sometimes when you're looking at a piece, you can say, oh, this needs to have a bump on one side and not on the other, so I'll just stick this one in here, and you don't have to look through all of the extra pieces that are on the board. Very handy. So that's another tip, too. Tip number 2. So I have my pretzels in there. And the orange cookies. Uvas. And some yellow kind of, I don't know what that is. Yellow cream puff things. But very colorful. Very fun puzzle to do. See, those are interesting too. A white background with some, maybe those are like Good and Plenty candies or something, or sprinkles. Those are what those are, sprinkles. And some sprinkles on your cookies. Sometimes I just have to sit back and study the pieces for a while. See, there's that butterfly forming. More butterflies coming in, and lighter blue. Ooh, and now look at what I've done. I took some time and did some of the edge pieces because I felt like if I could find some of the edges that fit like this, and then I would know how many pieces in between the edge and the part I finished already. Seems to narrow it down, and the edge pieces weren't that hard to put together once I had them all laid out. And then I know, like, oh, look for that edge, put that in there. This edge, what does it need? Yay. And now that's just 2 pieces right there. Ta-da. Turn the puzzle. Ooh, I'm on a roll. So this is an area that's got a lot of green, so you know the green is going to bleed into the blue. So ta-da, there's that section done. Woohoo, there's a whole side down there. Just a little bit more of the edge. Yay. Now you can see I only have like 1 or 2 pieces in the inside there. These should not be too difficult to find. Shouldn't be. Sometimes the last few are the hard ones. Remember I told you that those people in Spain who do the World Championships, this puzzle would be done in about 40 minutes, if not less. And this one took me 3 hours. I'm not a fast puzzler, but I'm getting better. And the more you practice, the faster you get, they say. I don't know if I really want to get faster, except for I am going to a puzzle competition in Puebla in a couple weeks. But I hope to just finish before the time limit. That's my goal. And my other goal is to meet more people who like to do puzzles here in Mexico, so that I'll have some friends around the country whenever we travel. That'll be fun too. In the future, I'd like to hold some puzzle competitions that donate the proceeds to charity. Wouldn't that be fun? That's the plan in the future. Right now, I'm just getting started with the YouTube channel, and I hope that you're enjoying watching these puzzles get put together. Next week, I'm going to do a puzzle about a video about the mini puzzles, because I really like the micro minis. You have to use tweezers, and there's about 150 pieces, and they're very tiny, but actually very rewarding because it doesn't take 3 days. But I enjoy that, so that'll be next week's puzzle, and I hope you join me for that one. And leave a comment down below and tell me what you're working on. And if you have any suggestions about puzzles you'd like to see me do, I have not as many as a lot of YouTubers, a lot of puzzlers out there. But I am enjoying trying to become a YouTube puzzler. And you know, there are also some people who do battle of the YouTube puzzlers, where they all will get the same puzzle, and then they all get on Zoom together at the same time, and then they try to see who can do it the fastest. That sounds like a fun thing to do too. Maybe in the future I'll find a way to participate in that. But yeah, I have to be a YouTuber and a puzzler, and so that's one of my goals, to do that as well. In the meantime, I'm enjoying putting puzzles together, sharing them with you, and maybe I'll even do some streaming live where we can all puzzle together, because it's a very relaxing activity if you're not in a hurry, right? And so let's watch the last few pieces go into this lovely puzzle. Yay, last one! Woohoo! Beautiful puzzle. And it comes together very well and sticks together well, so I really enjoyed that. So, what did you think of that puzzle? Did you like it? Or was it look too challenging for you? Don't forget, you don't have to do it in 2 minutes or less, or 40 minutes or less, like a lot of the YouTube puzzlers, or even people who are not on YouTube do it in 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour and a half, 3 days. Take your time and do it whenever you like. But please leave a comment, like and subscribe, and be sure to join me next time as we put a puzzle together. Hasta luego. Ciao.